Hey everybody, it's Justin here. Just finished up week 4 of 52 Kinds of Love, and I want to share how the week went. So last week I picked Christie's card. There's a little pair of underwear on there because last year Christy and I came across each other's paths at something called Cupid's Undie Run, and that's what reminded me of her. So Christy's not really one of my friends. She's a friend of a friend who I barely met once or twice. And she's always up to something interesting and exciting and traveling. I said, I want to see what her mind's all about. What does she do? What makes her what makes her go on all these trips and such. So I called her up on Monday, and she was just returning from a trip from Vegas. And I was like, all right, I like the spontaneity of this girl to begin with. And told her a little bit about it, and we kind of set up for one day later in the week that we would meet. At the end of that night, I've actually had this buddy kind of begging me to do the undies run again. And I said, you know what, I think it was just kind of meant to be the timing of this project and Christy's name coming up. So I said, you know what, right off the bat Monday, I'm going to sign up for the run again. The run is in Cleveland. It's in other cities too. But in Cleveland in the middle of February, you basically run a mile outside in your undies, being ridiculous and freezing, but all the proceeds go to Children's Tumor Foundation. So it's a great cause. My grandpa passed away of a tumor a couple years ago, so it's close to me, and plus it's just a fun event. So I figured, you know what, it's just kind of meant to be, let's do it. On Tuesday, I donated $52, kind of in honor of the 52 Weeks of Love project, to Christy's page. She's doing that again, so I wanted to support her in that. So we were texting back and forth, and we started talking about a couple of different things. And one of the things that we came across was this Cleveland bucket list. And in this project, I want to try to help people do some things of their own. This is my project that I'm doing, 52 Kinds of Love. But I would love for other people to get something out of it as well. So we talked about this Cleveland bucket list, which is something that's being shared over the internet of 100 things to do before you die or before you leave Cleveland. And so we kind of talked back and forth throughout the week as to what that idea might be. So eventually when we met up on Friday, we decided that we want to knock off a brewery tour of Great Lakes Brewing Company. So it's kind of cool that this project gets to move forward into the future, not just this week, but that other things get to come up because of it. So that's one of the things that Christy and I are planning. While we talked throughout the week and when we were hanging out on Friday, I really got to see what it was like to be a day in the life of a nurse. As a teacher myself and Christy as a nurse, we talked a lot about how our jobs keep us humble and working with people in unfortunate circumstances or from different backgrounds or people who might struggle, whether it's physically or emotionally or educationally. And it really makes us feel blessed to have what we have, even though our jobs can sometimes be draining. But I felt that we kind of had a little bond there just in terms of how our whole mentality of life is lived because of the job that we get to perform, Monday through Friday. So it was kind of a cool teacher-nurse bonding thing, and really got me to understand what it's like to be in her shoes, to work a 12-hour day, to be exhausted, but to have to constantly be focused and mindful of a patient and which medications that they're on and what reactions they might have, that you truly have to be aware of everything going on. And I think that's just a great mentality for life to have, just to be aware. I mean, how many people, when they're driving, are texting and not aware of their surroundings? Or, when you're going on a run in the metro parks, so you might be really focused on your music. I know that, I fall into that same thing too. But to truly be aware of your surroundings, to embrace the moment that you're in, to appreciate the nature around you, just the circumstances that you're in. So that's kind of what I drew out of the week, is to just be in the moment no matter where you're at. Be grateful for that moment, no matter what's happened in the past, no matter what's coming in the future. Just live in that moment. I know that's so cliche, but embrace, focus, attention, be aware of everything, because there's so much beauty going on. So that's kind of how the week went. And actually, as we had a lot of snow in Cleveland the last few days, I I questioned Christy on what her ideas of a great snow day were, and it kind of just takes you back to being a little kid. You know, whether it's hot chocolate or watching movies and cuddling up with a pet in blankets, or whether it's inviting friends over for food, or whether it's going sledding. You know, like, be as free as you want to be. No one's gonna. People are always gonna judge you. So what does it matter what anybody says? Just go be you and embrace it all. So yeah, that was week 4 of 52 Weeks of Love. I'm really appreciative of Christy for letting me into her life a little bit, even though we really, I didn't really know her. She didn't really know me. So that was trustworthy of her, and I just appreciated her openness. So as we head into week 5 of 52 Kinds of Love, I will dedicate that week to Kara's Renner. So check in next week as to why there is NLNGH on there, and see how the week goes with Kara. Alright? Bye. Peace. 52 Kinds of Love.